stretches on the foam roll specifically for runners. The first one we'll start with is the calves. You place your calves on the foam roll. What you might find is that you're tight enough that just having the pressure of your legs on here is effective. So you're going to lift your body weight up. If you find that your arms or your hands or wrists get tired, just take a break and then continue to go. But you want to try and keep it up as long as possible so that you get an effective stretch on that trigger point. If you don't have very tight calves, you can apply some pressure to the one calf by crossing your legs over at the ankles. Then lifting yourself up and nice and slowly just rolling along till you feel a pressure point and hold it there. You can move all the way down towards the Achilles tendon, which in some people can be really, really painful. And you can move to the top of the calf muscle just below the knee. Try not to go over the joint itself. Once you've had a stretch through that calf muscle, remember that the calf muscle is three-dimensional, so you want to rotate on that stretch. So let's say I've got a pressure point over here. I'm going to gently move to the side till I find a spot, and then if I find a spot, hold it there and then move along to the other side. The next muscle that we're going to work on is the hamstring. Again, you can go two legs, working from just above the knee joints to below the buttocks. If you find this is not really that effective, you don't really feel a stretch, you can cross your leg over. Again, just watching that you try to relax as much as possible. So keep the toe down. You're going to naturally bring the toe up to contract the muscle and protect it. You want to try and relax as much as possible. Also moving from side to side. Muscles are three-dimensional. You want to get a good stretch on both sides. If you find that's, again, not that effective, I like to do, and if you're flexible, I like to do my hamstrings in a stretch like this. So you're taking your knee out to the side and you're doing one hamstring at a time. And there's a really good pressure point just at the crease of the buttocks, so right at the top of the hamstrings or just below the buttocks, and hold that position. Okay. The next one that we're going to work on is a very common tightness amongst runners, especially if you're quite wide at the hips, and that's the ITB, which is your iliotibial band. The way that we do that is by going on the side of your hip. So start at the hip. Your bottom leg is nice and straight. Go down on the elbow and your leg comes out at 90 degrees. You want to then gently roll up. So the foam roll is going down the leg. And this foot here is just to give you a little bit of support. If you find it gets a little bit painful, you can take a little bit of your body weight off. So that's the ITB. The next one that I find gets quite tight amongst runners is the hip flexors, and can get quite tight from lifting up the knee as you run. So you lie down, face down on the roll, on the foam roll. Bring your knee up to about 45 degrees so that you're slightly at an angle, and it's a very small area. It's probably about the size of an egg. And just find that spot and hold it there. If you're very tight in the hip flexors, you definitely will feel this stretch. Try to relax the leg as much as possible and hold it there until it eases off. Next muscle that we're going to stretch out is called the piriformis. This muscle in particular is a muscle that stabilizes the hip. So anybody who suffers from sciatic nerve pinching paying down your buttocks and down the leg. Sometimes this stretch can be effective for that. You're going to sit on the foam roll with one butt cheek. Your hand behind you. Let's say we're going to do the right butt cheek. You're going to cross the right leg over the left leg, right hand down on the ground, and left hand on the knee. Reason being, we can play around with the knee, which changes the stretch in the glutes. Right, once you've done that, you just roll up and down, side to side, till you find the spot. You know when you hit it. Hold it there for a moment, and when it eases off, move around a little bit more, find a deeper spot. What you might find if you're very tender in that area is you might get some tingly sensations down the leg, or even pins and needles. If you do get that, come off the foam roll, do a bit of static stretching, and try again. If it still persists and you've got really bad sciatic nerve problems, then seek a professional such as a physio or an osteopath. Okay. Next one we're going to do is the erector spinae and the QLs. That's mainly around this area here. Okay. When you do this exercise, be very careful not to just lie back on the foam roll. It can cause problems with your lower back. So what you want to do is you want to lie down on the floor with the foam roll beside you. You're going to lift up into a bridge and bring the foam roll underneath your back. The natural instinct will be to contract the muscles in your back to protect it. But what you want to try and do is try and relax and let the buttocks sink down towards the ground. Hold that position, try to relax as much as possible, breathe into it. And that will stretch out your erector spinae, which are more superficial muscles along your back. The next one we're going to try and target is the QLs, which are quadratus lumborum. Their job is to lift up the hips as you swing your leg forward, and they can get quite tight amongst runners. So we're going to take the leg out, slide it down. Let's do the right side. Slide the right leg down and gently bring the left knee over. Hold that position so you feel a nice stretch, and when that's eased off, contract the abs, slide the leg back, squeezing the buttocks, and slowly lower your buttocks down towards the ground. From there, you might find that your back's quite painful, so you want to go into fetal position, hug your knees, and get a nice stretch through there. I hope this has been helpful. Those are just a few exercises that I think would benefit any runners out there who have some tight muscles due to a lot of training. Thanks for watching. I hope that this has been helpful. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Details at the end of this video. Thanks. Bye.